Well, after the last episode, I thought I would power through the next one. It may have been a mistake. I'm tired. I'm mentally exhausted. The whole month of January has been one big grind. And that's just for the players. We've been on the knife's edge almost the entire month. I'm not going to say it's been fun, but it's certainly been interesting. My name's FM19, and this is the Palace March, Episode 6. Well, as you can see, we've got about £5 million left in the transfer budget, about £200,000 left in the payroll budget. The thing that should catch your attention, though, is up here in job security. To summarize, the board feel you should be performing slightly better in your role as head coach. That's been a little bit better and a little bit worse the past 4 weeks. The other thing that's concerning, the locker room atmosphere at the moment is very poor. We have two players at the club who are very unhappy. Where are they? Can you not sort? Anyhow, it's been a grind, let me tell you. Well, since the Anfield debacle, I don't know. I've tried a little bit of everything. I've changed tactics. I've changed players around. Some things worked. Some things haven't. It's been frustrating. We were home against Stoke in the FA Cup third round, and they beat us. Afobe had a 68th minute goal. Bojan had an 83rd minute goal after Andre Townsend put us up in the 45th minute. Wilfried Zaha went out with a leg injury that's kept him out the better part of January. He is just now coming back healthy. I've got just enough players having poor performances that the rest of the team can't carry them. And you'll see more of that going forward here. From a stats point of view, though, we owned this game. 16 shots, 6 on target, slight possession advantage. Stoke was 8 shots, 4 on target. Shades of the Tony Pulis days. They kicked it long, they scored on the counter, and then they were just happy to let us sit there and plink it back and forth to each other for the better part of the match. Then came Man City in the Carabao Cup semi-final first round game. And Man City was Man City. They absolutely bossed us this game. Wayne Hennessy had a pretty unfortunate 22nd minute own goal. The ball hit the post, hit Hennessy, and then crossed the line. Riyad Mahrez, Danilo, and Brahim Diaz all had goals as well. 15 shots, 7 on target for Man City, 1 shot for us. It was just a pitiful performance. Meyer had a 6-0. Tompkins was on a 5-9. The best rating of the game was Luka Milivojevic on a 6-8. The second best was Hennessy on a 6-6, and that's after he gave up 4 goals, including an own goal. It was... part of me really wanted to walk away after this game, just shut it off for the night, but then I thought, no, I'm in the middle of the transfer window. I'm going to go to bed, even though I've got a book full of notes here about players I'm tracking and everything like that. I'm going to come back to the computer tomorrow and forget everything or spend an hour trying to refresh my memory about what's going on, and it just wouldn't be worth it. The press was alive with rumors that if we didn't get a good result against Newcastle, I was going to be out of a job. A tie isn't exactly a good result, but after Matt Ritchie's 4th minute goal, I thought we were in for a whooping. Benasser equalized in the 37th minute, and even though Newcastle had 20 shots, 12 on target, and we had 6 and 4, we did just enough to secure the draw. And the fact that it wasn't a loss was a good feeling. We followed that up by going to Leicester. I don't know what exactly happened here. I switched back to essentially the 4-2-4 control possession formation I started the season out in. Dan went out injured in the 6th minute, which has its upsides, which I'll explain in a minute. Benasser got a yellow card in the 35th minute, got sent off in the 69th minute for a second yellow card. Milivojevic picked up a yellow. Wan-Bissaka picked up a yellow. Stuart Armstrong had a brace of goals for Leicester in the 11th and 61st minutes. I don't know what happened to Alexander Sorloth, but he just would not be denied a hat trick's worth of goals. 14th, 41st, and 80th minute to secure the win after we were a man down. 10 shots, 6 on target for us, 15 shots, 4 on target for Leicester. Ajeti did not have the best game. Aarons, who I will show you in just a second, also did not have the best game. Benas was on a 6-4 before he was sent off. I fined him a week, and he was upset about that. Sometimes it just seems I can't win for losing here. We were then home against Man City for the second round of the Carabao Cup. This was a little bit closer game. We actually got shots on goal. We were actually really good. We had 6 shots, 5 on target, decent possession advantage. Ajeti had a 16th minute goal, but Raheem Sterling had a 3rd minute goal. Gabriel Jesus had a 49th minute goal. City had 16 shots, 6 on target, and they ended up winning on aggregate 6-1. But this, I think, was a pretty credible result. They played a decently rotated side, but I have to admit, even their rotated players are just as good as our starters. And then, literally a week later, we played Man City again. I was tired of seeing Man City. I didn't want to live comm Man City after essentially live comming 2 other Man City matches. What I do more often than not when I'm playing through the games is some of them I will speed up just to kind of get through them, but others I will keep at the regular pace and live comm them just to get more practice. So essentially, I live comm a 3-0 loss to myself, and I was done. Especially after 36 shots, 9 on target. We had 5 and 3. De Bruyne had a 48th minute goal. Sane a 49th minute goal. Aguero a 58th minute goal. I mean, about the only other highlight was John Stones going out injured in the 86th minute. We had maybe 2 highlights. We had 2 of our own highlights the entire game. It was a 20-minute grind that I'm glad I sat through. It helps me become a better YouTuber, I think. The commentary gets better. I get better. I get more comfortable in front of the camera. But I was done. The good news is right after that Man City game, the transfer window closed. I thought we would have been a lot more active. But at the end of the day, the money kind of constrained us. We had a couple players leave. The big in the January transfer window was Albion Ajeti from Basel. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, 21 years old, Swiss international. He's got a bunch of under 21 caps. He'll be on the national team here in short order. Really good pressing forward, decent complete forward, deep lying forward, and advanced forward. His physicals, they're average, but that's good. He's 21 years old. He'll get better. His mentals, they're pretty good as well. The 8 positioning is a little bit worrisome, so is the 10 vision, but the 13 determination, the concentration, composure, and decision making are all good, and those will get better as well. The technicals, some of those could be a little bit better. The 7 corner kicks, the 9 crossing, he's a striker. I'm not really interested in his crossing skills. The 10 long shots, that's kind of here nor there for me. It's a 10, it's average. The ones I do like, the 13 passing, the 14 technique, the 13 finishing, the 13 first touch. He plays with his back to the goal. He plays 1-2s. 94,000 pounds a week for a 22-year-old striker that I brought in for 12.5 million pounds, going to 19.5 million, and almost all of that is based on international appearances. I think it's a good deal. Rolando Aarons comes to us on loan from Newcastle with Zaha going out and Townsend moving on, which I'll show you here in just a second. I needed a really good player on the attacking midfielder line, and he was the best one available who could come in on loan. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, really good physicals, quick, pacey winger, good flair, good off the ball, okay passing, better than okay crossing and dribbling. The first touch is nice as well. If I can bring him in next year, I would. If only because he's also decent on the right. If I could get him for something similar to that, I'd do it. But we'll have to see what the rest of the offseason brings. Quentin Garneau is one of those youngsters I brought in as well. I'm not going to show you him because, frankly, if he gets first team playing time, he's either exceeded expectations or I've really fallen way off. Wesley Hote was the last player in. Scott Dan is out with an injured leg for a little while. Southampton had him transfer listed and loan listed. So I took a look at him, said, why not? 3.5-star career ability, 4-star potential ability, 24-year-old Dutch international, really good physicals. The 16 strength I like, the 16 natural fitness, 16 jumping, which is great. I also love the 16 determination. He's got 16 heading, 14 marking, 14 tackling, 16 teamwork, 17 work rate. If he wasn't valued at £17.5 million and the fact that I didn't have a couple young defensive center backs coming in next season, I might actually make a move for him. If I can get him on loan next year, I may just do that as well because, frankly, January has shown me that we need to clean house. Scott Dan's the team captain, 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. His form has absolutely gone down the crapper. He's been horrible in training, a 6'2", a 6'8", a 6'5". He is one of the primary people in the locker room who is just, as we say here, his give a damn done broke. He just don't care anymore. And frankly, at 31 years old, I could keep him as a backup, but no, I'll move him off the team. James Tompkins, kind of in a similar vein. 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, 29 years old. He's going off the team. Joel Ward, 29 years old, 2.5-star current ability, 2.5-star potential ability, going off the team. Cheku Kuyati, 3.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. I'd like to keep. A lot of that depends on what happens with Milvievic in the offseason. I'm going to do my best to keep Milvievic. But again, Chelsea's after him now. And this is the same Chelsea that just spent £51 million on Pulisic. League window-wise, we are in 15th. Pellegrini has managed to take Man United out of the drop zone. My goal for this season, finish above Man United. I think it's doable. Then again, I tend to be an optimist. Although the engineers I deal with on an everyday basis would say the glass isn't half full or half empty, you just have twice as much glass as you require. Go figure. So today we are facing Bournemouth. They are currently in 14th place, I want to say. Yep, they're just above us. So we have the opportunity to move above them, also gain a little ground on Man United. I am going to figure out which tactic I want to use, set my best 11, and we will come back with the Bournemouth live comm in just a bit. Just thought I'd show you this before the game started. With all the injuries I have, this is my senior team. It's got some good building blocks there. I think Benasser is going to be great in the midfield for a few years to come. I think Ajeti, if he realizes his potential, is going to be great for us up top. Wan-Bissaka has the makings of a Premier League defensive right back. Those are good building blocks to build around. If I can keep guys like Riedewald and Milvievic here as well, and Shea Adams, who I think has a nice future here, I think we're set. Well, I don't think we're set. I think we have a good foundation for the future. I think it's going to be a close run thing. So today we are hosting Bournemouth, playing our, I call it a 4-3-3. They call it a 4-1-4-1 DM wide. I think they change to this every year. Hennessy in goal, Riedewald, Hote, Tompkins, and Wan-Bissaka as the defensive back four. Milvievic as the defensive midfielder behind Much and Benasser. Aarons and Adams as the attacking midfielders, with Ajeti up top as the striker. Now, 10 minutes in, first action. Hote to Riedewald. Up to Much. Over to Aarons. Much is getting the start because Meyer has a knock. He's not entirely match fit. Centered in and over the crossbar. So Much is also a player who's not going to be here next year. He's actually leaving on a free. Milvievic with the corner kick in, knocked away. And that is the highlight. The offseason is going to be fun, I think. I brought in a lot of youth players, and I'm going to get the youth team sorted out. And we've got youth intake coming here in a little bit. I want to see what Speakman can do for us. And then I think in the off-season, we're going to look at increasing the youth level, hopefully getting another Jordan with the interception, up to King, over to Wilson. Oh, Tompkins with the interception, Wan-Bissaka, and he gives it right to Zanelli. What the heck, dude? Come on. Zanelli, and his kick goes over the crossbar. Anyhow, as I was saying, we're going to look at increasing the youth system this summer. Crystal Palace wants to go to the youth movement. They need to help them do that. We'll see what happens. Coming up on halftime, 9 shots, 3 on target for us. Well, 10 shots, 3 on target for us. Che Adams could be pulled knee ligaments. Okay, we'll get him off the half here. 3 shots, 1 on target for Bournemouth. We should be doing a little bit better, I think. Then again, well, January, Selhurst Park, London. It's raining. Who'da thunk? Oh, I totally forgot to go on the outs. Townsend moved, and so did Williams. I will show you that here after the game. But because Townsend's not here, we're a little bit thinner at advanced midfielder than I would like to be. But Aarons can move over to the right side, where he is a pretty decent inside forward. Zaha is coming back from injury. He is good for 45 minutes of play. Nice coincidence there. You know what? I'm going to turn on the overlaps here. My train of thought, rightly or wrongly, is that Zaha and Aarons, both being inside forwards, are going to break towards the corners of the 6-yard penalty box. Riedewald and Wan-Bissaka are going to move up and put the crosses in, aiming for a jetty. That plan briefs well. Wan-Bissaka with a throw-in to Milivojevic. He tried getting it to Aarons, but I don't know why. Riedewald, nice tackle, much. To Benasser, back to Milivojevic, who holds the ball up. Back out to Much, to Benasser, who moves forward, back to Milivojevic. And his pass, Zanelli steps in front of Wan-Bissaka. King with the ball now. Moving right, over to Jordan, back to Lerma, to Cook, to Zanelli. He drives to King. And Hennessy is caught flat-footed. Now Zanelli moves left. Oh, what the heck was Hote doing? No, that's not Hote. That is Tompkins. Okay, you know what? We're coming up on 60 minutes. We're going to go to the attack. Kouyaté is going to come on for Milivojevic. Ward is going to come on for Bissaka. Hote with throw-in. And it goes right to Jordan. Cahill to Cook. Back to Aki. Drives left to Shaletto. Up to Zanelli. Runs between the 2 players. King back to Cook. Over to Zanelli. To Lerma. Now Cook and Lerma are playing keep away. To Zanelli. Knocked away by Hote. Up to Ajeti. Nice first touch. Breaking right. And he hits it right at Bogovic. Benasser to Much. Out to Riedewald. To Zaha. Back to Riedewald. Over to Kouyaté. And his pass is intercepted by Cook, who sends it up to King, who's behind the defenders. And to Wilson. My January in a nutshell. You know what? I just may not play Tompkins and Dan as starters. What the heck was that, people? Come on. Ajeti. And he scores. We get one back. Oh, I was too busy telling my guys to concentrate. I missed part of that. Let's see what happens in the 3D. Zanelli. Oh, dispossessed. Nice tackle. Nice pass up. Lovely first touch by Ajeti. Catches the keeper out too far. Nice goal. I can tell it's getting late because I'm starting to slur my words a little bit. 10 minutes left. Come on, FM19, do your thing. Give me a 91st minute goal. Going to the overload. Okay. That was had to hold my breath there for a second. 4 minutes of extra time. 93rd minute goal. I feel it coming. Come on. Come on. Aarons. Back to Hennessy. Up to Zaha. And that's the game. And that, in a nutshell, has been my January. I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure when youth intake is. We are going to come back for the Cardiff game. They are lower table. If we can't beat them, we're up a creek. And Everton's mid-table. And we're playing Man United. Okay. We've lost 7 of our last 9. That is just... I mean, yeah, some of those teams are good teams. And we beat a good team in Leicester. And then again, 3 of those 9 games were against Man City. So, I don't know what to think of that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Now that I'm looking at it. Transfer history on the outs. Andros Townsend went to Wolves for £8.5 million, going to $12.25 million. A lot of that is tied into how many appearances he makes for them. Hassan and Watson are both the youth players. Johnny Williams, Sunderland came in for him. They offered £250,000. I teased them up to £475,000. And Leo Santos finally was able to go out on loan. He went to Sporting, and he is a first-team player for them, which can only mean good things for us. Brexit also went through. Rumor has it that they're just going to go to the soft Brexit option, which is a maximum of 17 foreign players on your team, which I would absolutely love. It would make my life a lot easier. And frankly, after this January, I could use an easier life at the moment. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name is FM Jellico. I thank you for watching.